Right, I tell you what, Robbie, now I'm going to bring us fully up to date because now I know where we are. That was the first time across the finish line, and it was Reisenberg who was across there first. So he gets the 3 seconds. He gets the 3 seconds time bonus. The first of the time bonuses. Apologies for a little bit of confusion, folks. Those of you who've been with us since the start of our broadcast will understand why. I should say, he's right on the front right now. He's very slippery as well. He's quite a slight guy. But he's got a lovely penetration in the air. Beautiful breakaway specialist as well. Bit of a King of the Mountains chaser himself, too, along the way, because he's won 3 different King of the Mountains competitions in 3 different UCI races. He's very good at doing that. Once again in the breakaway today. He was in the breakaway a lot in this race last year, Thijs de Lange, as well, as we go back to our peloton again. And as you mentioned, Robbie, yes, Tudor Pro Cycling sitting second wheel there, combining with Jumbovisma and DSM. That's interesting.
That he's got a big engine. Okay, on that day, Jasper Philip's engine was probably a little bit bigger and he was in incredible form and he just managed to hold Olaf Koy off. But no disgrace in being beaten on that day by Jasper Philips and for Koy.
And we've just seen our race leader, Niels Eekhoff, pick up a bottle in that yellow jersey. Of course, he's quite well camouflaged within his team because they're all in yellow already. But he gets a bottle, drops onto the back of that line. And we can see the white jersey down there, just to update who's where.
Often get back on, but you see the road sort of just has a little shoulder to the edge of the tarmac there. And if you just get off the edge, and sometimes you can catch your wheel right on the edge of it and sort of almost slide against it. It just doesn't let you quite just flick back onto the road. So it can be a little bit treacherous.
Bingoal, Wallonie, Bruxelles have come to the front in their very bright yellow and red to add their bit to the chase as well. Now, they've got a couple of useful options in here. Alexander Sorby, the Big Dane, was very impressive last year.
Middle of the peloton, completely blocked the road.
Thankfully, quite soft edges by the look of it to the road, but not soft on the road. One rider down underneath those bikes.
One of the Corotec riders down.
Now, one of the Tudor riders down as well.
Yep, that's Michael Zeilard, number 47, who he helped the other rider up and got his bike off from on top of him. But from Corotec...
Viviani. Attilo Viviani.
Yep.
He probably would have been, or is, their fastest finisher for a day like this as well, Viviani. He's back on and rolling, though. That was, do you know what? That was really nice to see, Michael Zeilard. There'll be a bit of pressure on him this race after his very good ride in the prologue yesterday. Yet, as you say, he took the time to help Viviani up and make sure his bike was off him and it was okay.
Yep.
We don't always
see that, Robbie, was to see, what is it now, about a minute 40-ish?
Yes, around about that. Some quite tall riders around here. Martin Reisenberg is a pretty big guy, as is Konishev. And Thijs de Lange at the back there in that yellow helmet will be getting, I would have thought, maximum draft out of his fellow 6 riders. This is the break that went from the gun as well, Robbie. It was as soon as the car peeled off, moved out of the way, these guys went for it, and that was it. They were clear, and it was all locked off and sealed. And as I say, very predictable. And we've seen relayed shots of what happened at the time. I didn't see any reaction.
Wanted to sign him up at Groupama FDG, but they sort of had to make a choice, and they went with the Frenchman, Paul Penouet, who's been doing really well. Some good results this season so far, right, for the young French sprinter. Just looking at that time gap now, Jez, it's come back to around what we thought it was, 1:24. So that 1:55, we didn't think that was correct at the time. But even at 1:24, I mean, they're still holding pretty strong. They had, when we came on air, this group had around 3 minutes lead. That was with 58 kilometres to go. So they've only lost
6 of them. Senna Layson, Mark Cavendish, of course. 2 from Green Project Bardiani. They're Fiorelli and Magli. Alexander Konishev, of course, who's in this breakaway. So there he is.
Italia.
That's the one.
Super long stage. I think it may have been the longest stage or the second longest stage of the Giro, and that mountaintop finish that we expected so much from. It was a standoff amongst the favourites, and the breakaway of 3 men stayed away. And base minute 26, you can't just let one man just do long extended turns on the front. This needs to be really ripping along to take the necessary time out of this group of 7.
Yep. But Jos van Emden, who we've just seen on the front doing that long turn for Jumbo-Visma, is one of only 4 stage winners in this race as well. Former stage winners. There he is, still there. Winner of 2 prologues and a time trial. Robbie.
Just noticed what I...
6 bike lengths, Robbie. Let's hope no one who's fancies the GC is caught out there.
No, I think all the really strongest riders have already made their way to the front quite a while ago. They take that sharp left. They knew what was coming. They've been around their circuit already. They've had a couple of goes at it, so they know exactly where the pinch points are, where the crosswind blows in, and that was that section. It's where we saw the crash a lap ago of Attilio Viviani. There's a bit of a scramble in the background. You see that wind pushing in hard. Now they're getting shelled.
Way round this finishing lap, the final lap of this finishing lap. And the turning of the screw is really happening now from Jumbo-Visma. All the work going into that rider in the white jersey, Olaf Koy, who missed the win.
Who comes through next, and he's split himself away from the rest of that group. This is going to be so close at the line. The peloton coming through that same roundabout now.
That is a really good move by Yentl Vandevelde. I thought it looked a bit desperate, but actually he might have saved something for this. There's Konishev going after him. For the rest, though, it does look like it might be curtains. However, we're coming towards the last 500 metres here. Yentl Vandevelde, they are going to survive at the moment, Robbie, by the looks of it. And I don't think the peloton have timed this right. We can see them just in the background. This might be happening right on the line. Here come Jumbo-Visma. What has Olaf Koy got left? Yentl Vandevelde, I think, is going to hold them off. He's got about 200 metres to go, Vandevelde. What a brilliant timing by him. And the sprint is already open behind. You can see, in fact, the yellow jersey himself leading things out. Niels Eekhoff is going for it. Yentl Vandevelde has only got it. Done it though. Look at that from the breakaway. It must have been a last-minute move, and yet he's made it work. Here come the sprint from behind though as well. Nearly all of the breakaway survived.